All right. Good afternoon. We are
Good
live.
morning. Still morning.
Oh, it's morning for you. It's good afternoon for
Good
us.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, East
good
Coast.
evening, and good night.
Good morning, West Coast. All right, guys. I think the thumbnail is self-explanatory. We're gonna go over some trade ideas or some trades that been floating around the MLB, via rumors or whatever. What we think the Mets should go for, what we think the Mets need, and of course, the other thing that I put was the panic button. I mean, is this time for the Mets to panic? You
Actually,
have
the panic button was my idea.
DeGrom on and off, just can't shake the injury bug, and it's the same. It's not even the same injury every time. It's a different injury. Now we got Lindor possibly out till maybe September. I don't know. I really don't know how long this is going to last. They say a grade 1 oblique strain, players usually miss about 27 games, and that's a grade 1. He's at a grade 2.
Yeah, that's still a good amount of games.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a month for a grade 1.
Buster only said that an oblique strain that he had could take up to 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, which lines it up, whatever, a little over a month. Definitely over a month. So you're talking maybe September. Maybe.
I think
if not the end of August.
David Peterson is what, 8 weeks?
David Peterson's on the 10-day, but we don't know. Yeah, he's another one. This other kid that they just got. I think the kid that pitched yesterday that they just brought up.
Eichhoff.
No, I think it was Hawk.
No, Rock, isn't it? No, Stock. I'm sorry.
Stock went down with the minor
Stock
injury.
came out right after this, right into the second inning. He came right out.
Yeah. So Stock went down with an injury. Obviously, you said Peterson. Corey Oswalt is on the 60-day IL. We don't know if he's coming back. And then Hunter, they just moved Hunter he's a relief pitcher, Tommy Hunter, from the 10-day to the 60-day, and they say he's probably not going to pitch this year. So that's another bullpen arm that we lost. Huh. Not to mention Edwin Diaz has blown 3 straight saves now.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Now, we don't know. Somebody called up. I was listening to The Fan the other day when I was driving home in the car. Actually, I think it might have been when I was coming home from your house, James. But anyway, or on the way to you. I was listening to The Fan, and somebody called up and asked, do they think that Diaz's issues as of late are because of the spider tack and how they're cracking down on it? And there's movement. There's not much movement on a slider and whatever. And the guy on the Fan said he does not think so. He thinks that it's just he's just.
Yeah, I think it's because they're probably, because of the circumstances and them overusing him.
Yeah.
Too,
I think that's a possibility.
Is attributing to his problem.
Keep putting him in the 9th inning with a fucking 3-3 tie.
I was just about to say that too.
That's what I meant.
Let's keep putting him in fucking tie games.
Yeah. No, you're right. Brilliant. And that's the thing. And that was the thing that was hurting him, was coming in on the non-save situations. He was lights out.
I've been saying it for years. You do. My father taught me that. Don't put the closer in a fucking tie.
Mets. Geeky boy Big D. What's up, dude? There he is. Big D coming in. No, I agree with you, Mike. And we've been saying this. Also, too, you got Luis Rojas has been suspended the last couple of games because they're arguing with the umpire when he blew up in the umpire's face with that Taiwan Walker, which it was.
I wish I still had my Greenpoint Little League hat on, because the way that they've been playing the last few fucking games.
Too many errors.
Sunday was, look, I wanted to come on Monday and talk about this, and I told you, let's go on Monday.
Yeah, but it was his birthday.
Yeah. So I said, let's go on Monday, me and you. So I got James. I said, okay. What they pulled off on Monday, that play, Walker, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. What the fuck he argued? The fuck you kicked the ball to the fucking back.
Oh, they ended up. But funny thing is, they ended up winning the game.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing. They came back and won. But still, it was like I did that. That happened to me when I was like 12 years old playing on Greenpoint Little League.
Yeah.
A fucking single came right to right field. I picked up the ball, and all my cutoff men were facing the fucking pitcher's mound. Not one person was going to catch the ball. My fucking manager screaming at the top of his lungs, turn around. All of a sudden, I'm looking. I yell at my pitcher to turn. I go, Danny, I throw the fucking ball. At least but 2 runs scored. That's what fucking Walker did. You kick the ball and you're arguing with the fucking umpire.
No,
He called a fair ball, you idiot.
As a professional athlete, you need to know, end the play first, and then argue if you need to argue. Play it as if it is fair.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. If it's called fair, don't argue with it. Get the fucking ball. That's it. Get the ball.
It's funny that you said about Rojas being suspended and stuff, but at least he's showing signs of, at least he's showing that he cares. At least, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. But any manager can come out of the dugout and flip out I'm saying
compared to what he's been,
I've seen Tommy Lasorda argue for less.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It does. It fires the team up when a manager does do that. And I'm not saying that he needs
because before that he's shown
no emotion.
Exactly.
No, I understand. And look, if I was a what do you call it? If I was a manager, because look, that you had to real time, that looked like it was foul. Real time looked like a foul. It wasn't until they slowed up the ball.
Well,
and they showed you the replay.
They freeze-framed it.
You can see that it touches the chalk. So it was fair. He touches it in fair territory. Yeah. But, dude, real time, I mean, that was a really good fucking call by the umpire.
Right.
And I can see why Rojas and I can see why Walker got heated like that. But at the same time, you don't
kick the fucking ball and then argue with
No. He did that. Players are taught to try to push the ball away really quick. And he did it, and he just assumed it was foul. But he never his problem wasn't doing that. His problem was not going to get the ball and arguing it. The ball was all the way near the dugout.
The whole thing. And then Monday was even worse. They couldn't turn a fucking double play to save their lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like Guillermo's an error. Then McNeil threw the ball away for another error. But then they came back and won that one, and they go score 5 runs in the fucking 11th.
I think it was yesterday. No, yesterday's game they had 4 errors. I think, right?
No, Monday's game.
No, the Pirates. I think had 4. No, I think it was the Pirates had 4 errors. No, the Reds. I'm sorry, they're playing the Reds.
Yeah,
that was Monday when they came back and won with those 5 runs.
Okay, all right.
And then yesterday didn't look too good either.
Yesterday they started inching back, but that was because it was the Reds that had 4 errors. The Reds actually committed.
It was 4-3 they lost.
Yeah, but they were coming back because they were down.
But they were losing. But they were tied 10.
Yeah, I think Alonso hit a home run right in yesterday's game.
Yeah,
in the first inning.
Yeah. But that other game I was watching, I turned it off after one point because it got too late. I actually fell asleep. I fell asleep to watching the game. But when they subbed in McCann for Nito, the what do you call it, SNY, I was listening to this is an odd choice because Nito has been hot with the bat. I guess they're going for power. And what did McCann do? Fucking hit a home run. Yeah. 2-run shot, take the lead.
Unexpected, yeah. And once in a while, but that's how he is, though, actually. Once in a while, everybody will curse him and stuff, and then out of nowhere, he'll just pull something out of his ass.
Well, that's what I was hoping for.
And then Pilar came up, and then he hit another homer in the same inning.
Yeah.
Pilar's been great.
But but that game Sunday and Monday, they're lucky they came back and won those games. But the fielding, oh my God!
Even the loss right before the All-Star break to the Pirates, where they blew the lead.
We lost 5 out of 7 to a team that was 19 and a half games behind.
And they're 4-6 in their last 10. They're literally, and the problem is, so here's the issue.
They beat us.
Everybody's like, oh, they're in first place, whatever. I understand that. But so I wanted to tell you guys this. I found this fascinating. So Baseball Reference, a couple of days ago, came out with their brand new, newly projected postseason odds for the National League East. I'm sure they did for the whole whatever, but we're just going to go over the National League East. So right now, as it stands, even with the Mets in first place, they have the Phillies projected. They got a 45.5% chance of making the postseason. The Braves have a 25.9% chance.
What's our chance?
The Mets have an 18.4% chance. This isn't winning the division. This is making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which the Nats have a 9.3, and then that leaves 0.9 for the Marlins. But that's insane. That's insane because the Mets are in first place right now.
Yeah.
And the Braves,
they're predicting that we're going to fall apart.
Yeah, they are. I think that's because that mainly has to do with the injuries, I think.
Yeah.
And the consistency of the injuries, the way they keep happening.
Dude, we got a 3-man pitching rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that.
And then we got a bunch of minor leaguers coming in pitching 3 innings and then it goes to the bullpen.
Yeah, they got spot starters. They got fucking the bullpen starting for a couple of innings. They had Loop do that. They had Miguel Castro do that. They got this kid Miguel come in. He's been up
He's
and
been
down.
good. Well, he's been
Eichhoff.
decent. Yeah.
They're all patch jobs, and that's why this is what we're gonna be talking about now.
And then they
That's
put Miguel
why-
and Eichhoff in, and then Rojas leaves him in for like 3 innings, and then let him go pitch 5 or 6.
Yeah. So let's get into it because this is what we all want to talk about. Look, the deadline is in 11 days. Or 10 days. Sorry, 10 days.
Mhm.
It's on the 31st. With all the names that have been floating around, and I'm sure there are other names that are under the radar that the Mets are just low key looking at. I'm sure the Mets are weighing all options.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do, and this is what I'm worried about, because they're sort of in panic mode, is do you go out, unless it's going to be mid-level prospects and not top-tier prospects, James, like we were talking about before we went on with Francisco Alvarez, even that kid Beatty who plays third.
Yeah. JT Gin.
Yeah, these top prospects that they're going to hold on to, do you give them up for a player that you're going to rent? Do you do it for a rental player?
Yeah, I mean,
I
don't know about a rental. Maybe, I mean, in the long term, I would, then.
But that's the issue that we have. Like I'll give you just a quick name. I'm not saying we're going to get him, but let's just bring up Trevor Story for a second. Now, Trevor Story is hitting the free agency after this season. The Rockies have been talking about dealing him for a good amount of time now. They obviously can't. I don't think they can afford to pay him. So, what do the Rockies do? Do they wait until free agency and just lose him, or do they try to gain pieces via trade to get something back for him? So if the Mets were to do that, and I'm sure the Rockies are going to want some good players.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Mets do that, knowing come September? I mean, come October, he's not on the team anymore unless they decide on signing him. I mean, where are you going to put him when Lindor comes back? Where do you put Trevor Story? Third. Yeah. But the thing is, can you pay those 2 contracts? There's no way. So that's my point by rental player. Yeah. Do you do that? So that's the one thing that the Mets got to worry. I'm sure the Mets aren't going to do is go after a big name like that with the intention of just letting them go. Now, if their objective is to win this year, then I said by all means. But Cohen's been talking about how
they got to think about long term. You can't.
You got to think about the future, especially if you're predicted. I mean, Mike, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a sustainable team for the next few years, or do you want to win right now?
Depends on how Cohen and depends on how Steve Cohen feels. Yeah, this is all up to Steve Cohen. Does he want to waste his money and try to go for it now in 1 year when he had a 3 to 5 year plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd rather say if you want to make a deal with the Rockies and you want to trade Trevor Story, tell him, look, let's do a sign and trade. You sign him, you give him the extension, we'll pay it.
Right.
Oh, we'll pay it. So you're talking about keeping him afterwards.
Exactly.
So what do you? I don't even know where they would put him.
You do a sign and trade. They're basically giving him an extension without going to free agency, and he gets to go to the Mets.
Yeah. I don't know if he wants an extent. I don't think it's an extension. He wants a contract. He wants he wants a big contract. Trevor Story wants to get paid.
All right. Well, then how much is the Mets willing to
how
go
much
for?
Can they? I mean, they can afford it, but how much? And he said this too. That's the other thing that he did say.
And that's another thing. Are we going to get another guy that's going to get one of those contracts that are going to go on a 10-year vacation?
But what I thought was key, what he said, I'm not going to go over the luxury tax for just $1 million or $2 million. They're going to go over the luxury tax. They're going to do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's not necessarily saying that he's opposed to spending the money. But I think look, if you're gonna get a guy like Trevor Story and then sign him, by all means, think about some guys that you might move, like Ronnie Mauricio. I don't know if they want to move Beatty. I don't know about Francisco Alvarez, but other guys that they can piece together and make a package. The Mets have the farm system to do that.
I think that they should stick to the original plan, what Cohen originally said. So you have a substantial team within the next 3 to 5 years.
All right. So what?
Not worry about this
that does make sense, but in a way too, you're in first place right now.
Yeah.
I mean, are you willing to take that chance and just have another what happens almost every time we're in first place by the time August and September comes.
Yeah.
Another collapse, just for the sake of, well, we're going with a 3 to 5 year plan, but we're in first place right now. But let's fucking lose the whole thing, and then we can blame the manager and fire the manager and the coaching staff, and we'll bring everybody new.
Yeah.
I mean, then we got to figure right after that, finger pointing is going to be done. And a lot of finger pointing is going to go to Luis Rojas because he makes a lot of questionable fucking bullshit decisions.
I'm not on the Luis Rojas bandwagon. I'm not. You know that.
But all the blame shouldn't go on him either, though.
How can you blame a manager when your team has been injured almost the whole season?
It's not the manager's fault.
Look, I'm not a fan of Luis Rojas, but I actually brought that conversation up with you in the past where I said somebody on ESPN said, or MLB, I forgot which one it was, said that Luis Rojas, if they make it to the playoffs, he should be considered a consideration for manager of the year, considering.
Yeah, I agree.
He's in first place with half a ball team right now.
I agree. If
but right now you're looking at possibly you could be hitting a brick wall with half a ball team right now too, the way we're looking.
Especially after Carlos Carrasco. Now, Carlos Carrasco has been rehabbing, right? Mm-hmm. He's scheduled to come back hopefully soon.
Yeah, I think they said for I think Syracuse last night, and he went like almost 3 innings, and they took him out.
No, he went 1.2 innings.
1.2
gave up 5 runs. 3 hits and 3 walks with a strikeout. All 3 hits were home runs. So, I mean, he didn't even last 2 innings. And, I mean, granted, it's his second rehab start, you know. But if you're struggling,
but that's something to be concerned about.
If you're struggling against, you know, whatever, I don't know, is that AAA or is that AA? I don't know what it is. But if you're struggling against the minors, you know, you have an issue. There's a problem, and I worry about that. You know, they were hoping that he was going to be able to pitch like 50 to 60 pitches or whatever, and he went 1.2 innings.
Crumbled.
Cookie did crumble.
How far ahead were we at the All-Star break? I forgot.
I think maybe 3.5 or 4.
Okay, because we're 2.5 right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, well, we're lucky because right now the Phillies are playing the Yankees. So we got to kind of root for the Yankees a little bit. Atlanta won yesterday, but the Phillies did lose, and the Phillies are 6-4, and the Braves are 5-5 in their last 10. So they're playing. They're playing right around.
Actually, they're 4-6 in the last 10.
Who is?
The Mets.
No, I know. I said the Phillies and then I corrected myself. I meant the Braves.
Okay. Yeah.
The Braves. Yeah. No, I know the Mets are 4-6. I know that. But the Phillies are doing what they need to do to stay, and the Braves are doing what they need to do to stay close because they're playing, 500 or more, a better ball, and the Mets are not playing even 500. And the Mets' schedule doesn't get any easier. They're playing Cincy still, which is a good team. The Reds right now are currently 6.5 out of first, but that's also because the Brewers are a really good team. But they're most likely in the wild card hunt. So,
I mean,
the Reds got a decent team, and me and James are actually going to see that team play the Mets on the 30th. Hopefully the weather holds up because you know how the fucking Mets.
Wait a minute, you're going on July 30th?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back in black that night.
I know. I told you that.
I have a black jersey that I'm going to wear.
SNY confirmed it yesterday that black jerseys are coming back on the 30th.
SNY confirmed it yesterday. What are you talking about, dude?
It a while ago, dude.
Yeah. Why do you think I bought tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it a week ago. James, you just reminded me. I have my black jersey. I'm going to wear that.
I got my Billy Wagner. I think that's the one I'm going to wear.
All right. Yeah. So that's why I bought the tickets for that game. Is because it's black jerseys are back. Speaking of which, really quick, because I want to go into the trading deadline. So I bought the DeGrom All-Star jersey, right? From MLB.com. You listening, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
So I bought that about a week ago, and I didn't hear anything from it. So I went on the website and I checked the tracking. Well, I checked the order status, not the tracking, because I didn't get a tracking number yet, and it said August 9th. So I called them up. No, I'm sorry. I messaged them in a chat and I'm like, hey, can I cancel this? Because dude, honestly, it was $160. Right now, my financial situation, I really can't afford that anyway. Even though I was telling James, I did the PayPal paying for. So instead of paying like 170, whatever it was after taxes, it was only paying like 44 and change every 2 weeks. But anyway, long story short, they wouldn't fucking cancel it on me. They're like, oh, it's too late. You only get a 30-minute window for cancellations. I'm like, a 30-minute window? What the fuck kind of window is that?
30-minute window to cancel, but they could take like a month to send it.
But it's coming via third party. So I'm like, all right, listen, this is what's going to happen. You're either going to help me out or I'm just going to file a claim with PayPal. So they couldn't do it. I filed a claim with PayPal. The next day, I get an email from MLB saying, listen, we're sorry. We're no longer we're unable to fulfill your order. We refunded you the money back. The following day, I get another email saying that my item is shipped and it's on its way. So I just got this jersey for free. I was gonna wear it during the stream. I was telling James I might try to sell it on eBay because it's hard to they're sold out.
Yeah, and he never pitched, so there you go. It's a collectible now.
So you got the New York Mets, right? Mm-hmm. NY, and then with the whatever, and then of course DeGrom, number 48. Still has the tags on it. It's brand new. I didn't wear it.
Yeah.
Should get that shit autographed, then you can really sell it on eBay.
Oof. I don't know. The other thing is too. What I was thinking,
if he's not pitching, he could sign your jersey.
Yeah, that is true. What else are you doing, DeGrom? Sign my fucking jersey. The other thing is too. So the Mets, the logo, like the writing and the lettering for the name is red, and their traditional colors are orange. The only thing I can think of using, I think I still have my 4th of July Met hat from a few years ago because their All-Star. Yeah. The All-Star hat that they had is sold out. I was trying to look for that to match. At least I can do is pay for the hat, right? I got a jersey for free. Anyway, all right. Let's go over some trades. Now we know some of the names that have been floating around as rumors or whatever, or the Mets have been linked to. If you were the general manager of the Mets,
yeah, who
is your main target right now or targets?
All right. Well, I would say, at least for its starting rotation, you'd want to go for like a Jose Berrios from Minnesota, or possibly even Michael Pineda.
Okay.
John Gray from Colorado.
Right.
You got Tyler Anderson from Pittsburgh.
Yep, his name has been floating around. Yeah.
I've also seen they're scouting Merrill Kelly from Arizona.
Yes. Very good.
Batting, like we said, Chris Bryant from the Cubs.
He's been the number one name linked right now. Unfortunately, I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, no, I know.
But I just don't know if bats are what we need right now.
So, well, you could always use a bat. I mean, people get.
Well, they need bats to swing. You know what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah.
You got Joey Gallo.
Joey Gallo. I think he's going to go to the Yankees. I'm sorry. I think he's going
Starling
to the Yankees.
Marte.
But now we're talking about outfield.
Yeah.
I think the outfield we got figured out.
Yeah, I don't think we need outfield.
The outfield looks good enough. It's
Adam Frazier.
Adam Frazier. Adam Frazier. Look, he's not going to hit bombs, but Adam Frazier. What did I say last time? He's. I know he's one of the league leaders in average. Mm-hmm. He's a good hitter.
Yeah,
he's a really good hitter. I just don't know if the. I don't know if the. If the Pirates are looking to trade him though.
Yeah. What about how about Javier Baez?
So here's another name that was linked because the Mets, instead of going for Chris Bryant, who traditionally plays third, like what about Javier Baez, who has
shortstop. We need Lindor's
experience. Experience at short. So Javier Baez is another one that's been mentioned too as a kind of a quick fix for Lindor's absence. Yeah. So that was another name that was. I wouldn't mind a Javi Baez. I really can't imagine them. Yeah. And Josh Donaldson. I can't imagine they would have to give up too much for a Javi Baez. But it's funny that you brought up the Merrill Kelly because I heard Merrill Kelly as an option, maybe even a package deal. And if that's the case, now Merrill Kelly by himself doesn't really jump at you.
Doesn't grab you. Yeah.
He's 6-7. I think his ERA is 4.46. and I think he has maybe 99 strikeouts, if that. But I heard that there's possibility that if the Mets can land him and Eduardo Escobar, who's traditionally a third, he's playing third right now for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
His batting average isn't that great. He's batting .251, but he's got 22 home runs and 65 RBIs.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's one. I actually had him on my fucking fantasy team, but he had a slow start. And he was projected to do good, and I was like, I'm going to drop him.
You dropped him.
Yep. Whatever. But other than that, dude, so Merrill Kelly by himself, I don't know. But if they do get him and Eduardo Escobar as like a package deal, that would be good, because that would secure the bottom. But here's the issue, though. That would secure the bottom part of your rotation. Merrill Kelly is like a fifth starter at best, especially on a really good Mets starting rotation.
Yeah.
So you would get that to secure the bottom end, the back end, so you don't have to keep fucking throwing your relief pitchers and doing these patch.
Put them in starting. Yeah, exactly.
But now, if they can swing that trade, make a deal with Arizona for that, hopefully not have to give up too much, then they swing a fucking Jose Berrios. I think they need, honestly, as much as I would love a Chris Bryant, as much as I would love a Josh Donaldson or even an Adam Frazier, I think their main target has to be a Jose Berrios. Kyle Gibson has been a name that's been thrown around, but I'm not really sure if the the Rangers are even looking to deal him.
That was the name I was just going to give you, Kyle Gibson from the Rangers.
Yeah.
What?
You read my mind. I was going to say Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, Kyle Gibson is is a really good surprise starter this year. Somebody else mentioned Luis Castillo. Now look, he's with the Reds. I loved Luis Castillo. I think he's a really great young pitcher. He's having an absolute horrible year. He's 3-10 with an ERA over 4.39. Now I know 4.39 is not bad, especially when I'm talking about Merrill Kelly at 4.46. But that's not Luis Castillo numbers. Although I take that back. His ERA career-wise isn't as low as it should be either. But I don't know. I'm not saying, that's not to say that Luis Castillo under was it Jeremy Hefner? Is that the name of the
Jeremy Hefner? Yeah.
Under the tutelage of our pitching staff, who knows? Who knows what he could develop into? But who's the other? Oh, the other one now, the bigger name that's been floating around, but again, we don't know if the Nationals are looking to even deal him, is Max Scherzer.
Max Scherzer, yeah.
Now, if the Mets can land a Max Scherzer, even at his age, now that's the other thing too. You got to worry about his age. He's getting up there in age.
Is he like 36, 37? Right?
Something like that. Yeah, but dude, Max Scherzer, are you fucking kidding me?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, but who are they? I mean, come on, who are the Nationals going to want for him though?
Yeah.
But the other reason why I don't think, and I was telling this to James before we came on, the only reason why I don't think that Scherzer is going to be available is because apparently they were in talks neck and neck with Chris Bryant as well. So if they're looking to get another piece to do some type of a playoff push, why would you get rid of your star pitcher?
Yeah, that's true too.
I'm just wondering something. Everybody, we were talking about Trevor's Story earlier.
Yeah.
But he's a shortstop. Why would we go after Story if we already have Lindor?
Well, because Story can take the place of Lindor for now. And then I think their hopes is moving him to third. I think that's their hopes. Chris Bryant's another guy. Chris Bryant has been playing several different positions. He's not just been a third. Adam Frazier has actually been in the outfield and, whatever, or they've used him in other positions. Chris Bryant, I think during the All-Star game said that he actually prefers playing center field. So he can play in other positions. That's my point. I don't think they're going to use him in center.
They were talking about even possibly bringing back Asdrubal Cabrera too.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I worry about. See, the old Mets would definitely make that move, bringing guys like that back. Now, I'm not saying Asdrubal Cabrera is a bad choice.
No,
it's a good pickup just to help out your infield.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're talking about these, and I don't know if these are fucking clickbait or these articles that are being written are just, whatever, because they want you to get people to read them. But when you're talking about the Mets making a big splash,
Asdrubal Cabrera is not really a big splash.
Yeah. Mike, who would you want if you had to make a move?
Well, you mentioned him. I said I was going to say Kyle Gibson from the Rangers.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think the Mets stop at 1?
No, I wouldn't stop at 1. I mean, I'd rather focus more on the starting rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, because you don't know when Syndergaard's coming back. Now you don't know when Carrasco's coming back.
Uh-huh.
DeGrom now is up in the air now. You don't know when he's coming back.
Oh, I forgot to mention Jose Peraza is also hurt. He's also now on the 10-day IL. So that's another guy off your bench, another bat.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if you get Kyle Gibson, he got in 17 starts, he has a 2.29 ERA. That's not bad at all. That's damn good. And then even if you get that guy from the Nationals, if you could pull it off, I mean, I'd rather get two starters than get. I think outfield and infield. Maybe if you're looking for Brian to come over from the Cubs, that's fine because then you got a bat and he's a good fielder.
Yeah.
But after that, I think you gotta stick with Arms. And I mean that rotation needs help.
Yeah, no, they did.
I mean, Stroman doesn't look that great.
No.
Walker's starting to slack off a little bit now.
That was just I mean,
look at that game when he got into the fight and he walked off the field. I mean, that was
the. I'm going to give Walker.
Yeah, that
a pass.
one you had the game. Then you had the game on Sunday when he was off on that. He's lucky he got away with no decision because they came back and won.
I think he's a little too cocky sometimes, Stroman. Well,
I do too.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
I kind of don't like that about him. Yeah. I think
Stroman thinks his shit doesn't stink. That's
and he shouldn't
that's his problem
because he's not that good.
I mean, he doesn't look that good. Like I said, DeGrom now. I think DeGrom. Oh, he's throwing 100 miles an hour every pitch. Well, look what just fucking happened.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Oh, by the way, dude, I
stop
totally
telling
forgot.
him to throw 100 miles an hour every fucking pitch.
I totally forgot the Mets have the early game. They got a 5-run lead right now.
Do they really?
Yeah.
And Stroman's pitching.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway.
Somebody said something earlier. I was reading it like, "Oh, Stroman's got to go 7 innings today." First of all, he's not going to go. He's not going to go 7.
Yeah, but you know what though? If
if they got a 5-run lead, he might be able to go 7 innings.
Yeah, already a possibility.
How many more times can he go to? How many more times can he go to the fucking bullpen after the 5th inning?
They got to be careful. Yeah, they can't. They can't keep the starters have to go longer than 6. It's right now at this point of the game you have to, and that's why I think it's a no-brainer. And Mike, and I know James, you're pretty much leaning towards the same thing. I think if the Mets are going to go after anybody, it has to be starting pitching. It has to be. Maybe even a bullpen. I know. Oh, we forgot to mention, and I'm not saying we're going to get him, but another name that's been floating around is Craig Kimbrough.
Oh yeah,
the closer for the Cubs, who has actually had a decent year too. So. If the Cubs are going to be sellers like this, I mean, you got to look at teams that are probably going to be sellers. Diamondbacks are one of the worst teams. I think they are the worst team in baseball.
Yeah.
Right. As far as record goes, I think only the Orioles are close. The Diamondbacks,
the Marlins,
the Pirates, because they're in a position where they might be sellers.
Right.
I mean, the Cubs.
The Cubs could be selling just because they're super fact they just want to start over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not even that. I think with the Cubs, now I don't know Chris Bryant's contract, what do you call it? The breakdown of what it's at. But it could possibly be he's going to be a free agent and they just don't want to lose value for him and they want to get something while they can. Yeah, because all right, the Cubs are 8.5 out first. They're in a tough division. The problem is, and I told you this, the reason why it's going to be tough for the wild card, I think the Mets have to win the division if they're going to get into the postseason. I'm really not sure of the breakdown this year of how many. Do you remember how many spots they're going to allow this year, Mike, in the playoffs? Because this is why I say that. Right now, the NL West is going to have 3 playoffs teams. The way it stands. I'm saying that can change, obviously. But as it stands, the NL West alone is going to have 3 playoff spots. The Giants, 6? The Dodgers, and the Padres.
Isn't it 6?
I don't know if it's going to be because wasn't it 8 last year? I know it's not going to be 8.
Because it's 4 division. Wait,
I think it was 8 last year, but I don't think it's going to be that much.
Because you got East, Central, and
There's
West.
only 3
right?
divisions.
So you got the 3 divisions and then 3 wild cards?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to allow 8 again like they did last year, because that was the shortened schedule and everything.
So if
They're
it is
playing
6, if that's the case,
462.
if it is going to be 6, if that's the case, that means the Mets, the Brewers, the Reds, the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Padres are in. If the season ended today.
Yeah.
So that's why it's going to be tough. So the Cubs, even though they're a game under 500, they still might want to be sellers because they're heading in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Yeah, dude, but if they can do it, let me tell you something, though. Let's just pretend we weren't talking about the Mets in the context of them hitting the panic button. Look, they're in first place. If even on a regular day, if you weren't struggling for arms, you can get a guy like Jose Berrios on your team.
Huh.
Now, my worry is a team like the Yankees are going to fucking land him. You know, that's what I worry about.
Right, that's a possibility too.
But again, it's all dependent on what they can give and what they're willing to give up for him. Jose Berrios. Now, Jose Berrios, you have to sign him at the end of the year. Now, I'm sure the Mets are not going to have a problem with that because he's young and he's got I think he's only like 27. But, to get a guy like Jose Berrios, the Twins are probably going to be like, all right, we want, like a Francisco Alvarez, something like that, of that nature. The only name that the Mets have been bringing up a lot in trade bait is the young shortstop in Ronnie Mauricio. He's their switch hitting shortstop who I think could also play third. Now, I know sometimes teams don't want to bring their stars up because A, they don't want them to lose value. And B, there's something about, I can't, Mike, and you may know what I'm trying to say. There's something about like the number of games they have to play and then they have to pay them a certain rate. Like I can't really remember what it is.
Yeah,
but
that's mainly more in football though, because
no, this is a baseball thing too. Like the teams will.
Yeah, I think it's a percentage of.
They can't call them up for a certain amount of games, or they won't be. I can't remember what it was, but I don't know because I'm thinking in my mind.
I think it's like 75%. They got to play at least 75% of their games down there before they can bring them up.
Because I'm thinking in my mind, if look, your star shortstop is hurt, you have this young kid, who's one of your highly touted prospects in the minors right now.
Well, you can bring him up on 40, man, just to give him a shot.
Bring him up. Bring him up.
How he does. Yeah.
If he does good, he increases his value. He does bad, guess what? That's the gamble you take.
There you go.
But I'm wondering if they're going to think about maybe going after some arms, holding on to one of those guys and bringing them up come late August. They generally do that anyway when the rosters expand, don't they?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Bring them up in September because after August 31st, they go to 40-man rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't. I know they go to the 40-man. They can't be put on the playoff squad.
Okay. I don't know. Look, the fact that the Mets were in first place, we talked about this how many times. The fact that the Mets were in first place after all these injuries is just, it's an enigma in its own. But now, if you're the Mets, if you're the front office, the GM, if you're Steve Cohen and the owner, and you want to maintain this with DeGrom, the uncertainty behind DeGrom, because again, it's almost every other start. The thing is too, he hasn't even pitched and he's hurt.
Yeah, that's not good.
He hasn't pitched since before the All-Star game,
and he skipped the All-Star game because he didn't want to pitch.
Yeah. Now I heard somewhere saying that he's feeling a little bit better, but he still hasn't thrown a ball yet.
So when is he actually scheduled to pitch again?
He's not.
Oh, he's not.
No, he's not scheduled to pitch. I don't think he's even started to play. I don't think he's played catch yet.
After Stroman is who? Walker? Usually?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Walker pitched on Sunday.
Yeah, but Walker, I think, is poised to pitch on Friday now.
Okay.
I have him on my fantasy. I'll tell you right now. I'm pretty sure it's Friday. Or wait, are they playing tomorrow? I'm pretty sure it's Friday, though. I could be wrong. Hold on. Maybe it's tomorrow. Hold on. Walker pitches. I was wrong. Saturday. His next scheduled start is Saturday. And they're playing the Blue Jays this weekend. So it's not, it's not going to get any easier after the Reds.
Off tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. They're off tomorrow. Then they start the Blue Jays on Friday.
And then back in Atlanta on Monday. Yeah.
So who's pitching Friday against the Blue Jays then? If they're skipping Walker. I mean, they're not skipping Walker, but I thought you're right. I thought Walker goes after Stroman. So who's
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that you know what it is. They had to jumble him around because DeGrom had to skip a start. Remember? So things are all messed up now. So
McGill is pitching. Tyler
Okay.
McGill. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Joey, I'll be back in a minute.
All right. We're pretty much gonna wrap up after this anyway.
All right.
But yeah, this weekend's gonna be a tough series against the Blue Jays. Man, they crushed the ball.
Oh, I wonder if Matz is actually pitching one of those games.
He is.
He is. Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Matz, I think, pitches either Friday or Saturday as well. Did I hold on to him or did I get rid of him?
He's been doing good for Toronto too, right?
Yeah, I let him go.
You dropped him.
I dropped him. I just dropped him after. You know why? Because I worried about him facing the Mets.
Right.
Yeah, he's pitching on the.
I could see that. Yeah.
He's pitching on Saturday.
Okay.
Steven Matz. But that's going to be a tough series.
Steven Matz.
Yeah, Matz pitched against the Mets on Saturday
Uh-oh.
with the Blue Jays. Watch, he'll pitch a no-hitter.
Right? Fucking Cy. It's like my dad always said. Cy Young shows up whenever they pitch against us.
Yeah, no, it's true. Anytime we
happens,
trade somebody away, I don't know. But yeah, look, I don't know if it's exactly panic button mode time yet, but we're going there. We're going there, especially.
I don't know. I mean, we lost 5 out of 7 to the fucking Pirates, and they're 19.
Yeah.
I even said to you on Sunday, I said panic button time. That's it.
Yeah. And it's not even, and I think you brought this up too a little bit. It's not even the fact that they lost; it's how they're losing.
Yeah,
it's how they're losing.
I mean, you can lose, or lose bad. The games they're losing bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
the funny thing is they are MLB best with 8 wins when trailing 8 in the 8th or later in the game. So they have 8 wins of a comeback, of being down in the 8th inning or later.
Well, we saw 2 of that on Sunday and Monday, but
yeah, tell me about it. I know, and they almost did it again. Look, and they almost did it again yesterday to a really good team. And if they don't blow today's game, they already jumped out to a 5-run. It could be more because I haven't checked it since because they had a man on
it's
first
still
and second.
5-0 in the bottom of the 3rd.
Oh, okay. So we'll know. Who knows? But it's exciting to think that we could be getting another star, hopefully, maybe even 2 by this time on the 31st or whatever, on August 1st.
They got to make some kind of move.
They do. They need it.
Well, like I said, if Steve Cohen, you want to see owner spend money, but you also want to see owner waste money either.
I agree.
Because if he's just doing it for the sake of, we're in first place.
No, then that's stupid. Yeah.
I mean, that's stupid.
You're not wasting money if you're wasting prospects, but you're not wasting money if you get a player and then just let him go. You're getting a star player for the hopes of winning.
You want to guarantee that the guy you're getting is going to stick around for a few years.
Yeah. Now signing other players now to like long-term contracts, is not probably the way to go, especially because you're tied into Lindor and you don't really want to get into.
That's where you don't want to waste money.
Yeah, you don't want multiple large contracts.
And like I said, and then like I always said, you don't want to get the guy that's going to get the 10-year contract, take a 9-year vacation.
Yeah,
a la what this guy is doing. I mean, I know you guys say, okay, he's hitting a little bit here and there, but like we said when we did our All-Star breakdown, I'm not looking at the last week. I'm looking at from April to now what he did, which is bad.
Yeah.
Not much. Yeah.
Look, if you can steal a player like Trevor Story, if you can get them for like low-level prospects. Now, I'm not saying that the Rockies are going to accept that, but I'm saying if you're in a position of the Rockies where you got to get rid of the guy and you want to get, and maybe other teams aren't giving better offers, and the Mets can come up with a Trevor Story, just as a loan from now until October, and hopefully, into the postseason and World Series, go ahead, do it. If you're not losing anything for it, because you're not losing money. But if you're gonna, fucking give up the farm for this one player and have no intentions of signing him.
I mean, like, if you're going to give away a low prospect, that's fine. But if you're going to give somebody away like a Kumar Rocker, then,
yeah,
get your fucking head examined.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we will find out, and then I'm thinking if a trade is made anywhere from now until the 31st, we're going to come on. We'll obviously cover it.
Okay.
Hopefully it's sooner than later because the Mets can use the help now. I never understood why wait till the final. I mean, I maybe it puts pressure on the team, makes the team sweat a little bit, but I think they might be able to get a deal done by this weekend. What do you think?
You got 10 days. I mean,
yeah. So we
can, a lot of people wait
Saturday.
a lot of teams wait for the last minute to bring that.
It's always, yeah.
Yeah, I think if it doesn't happen this weekend, it'll happen probably the beginning of next week, I think, at least.
Yeah. Well, they got until next Saturday to do it. Next Saturday's the
deadline. Because you always get up to midnight of that.
It's not. Yeah. What is it? Isn't it 4 p.m. or something like that? I don't even think it's midnight of that.
Yeah, no.
It's not midnight anymore.
4 o'clock. Yeah.
No, I think it's 4 o'clock on the 31st. I don't think it's midnight. Shit. I don't think it's ever been midnight, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was always midnight.
I'm going to look that up right now, and then we're going to sign off. 9, 4. 4 p.m. I was right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, wait a minute. The 30th.
Yeah, the 30th. Yeah.
I thought it was always July 31st.
I thought it was July 31st.
Yeah, so did I.
I thought it was always the last day of July.
July, yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, I'm glad I looked it up. So apparently, so we were right about the 4 p.m. I kind of knew that much. But July 30th, so next Friday, not even next Saturday, next Friday at 4 p.m. is the deadline.
Okay.
So they only have a little over a week.
Right, they gotta make a decision fast.
Yeah.
Because like I said, if they're gonna feel like this is all right, we had a good run this year, we're gonna stick to the 5-year plan, and that's it. That's fine.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I can deal with that because we weren't picked to win this division to begin with.
I can, but here's my issue now, though. My issue is, yeah, okay, so you got Lindor signed, right? What about guys like Conforto, DeGrom, some other guys that, DeGrom is getting older. Like, I know DeGrom is with the exception of the injuries, I know DeGrom is pitching at an elite level, but he's getting up there in age. We only have so much time with these guys.
Right.
Win now.
DeGrom is still in his 20s.
What are you talking about? DeGrom's like 33, 34.
We've had him since 2015.
Yeah, he had a late start. DeGrom was like a rookie at like 27.
I thought he was younger than that. My God.
No. DeGrom is like 33, 34 years old.
I thought he was still in his fucking 20s. He looks good for his fucking age.
Yep. I think maybe even 35. I don't think 35. I think it might be stretching it. I'll tell you right now, dude. All right, he's going to be 34. 33. Oh, no, he just turned 33.
He just turned 33 on June 19th.
Yeah. All right. So I aged him by a year, but even still, dude, 33. Wow. I mean, but 33 and like, he's like, you know what he's like?
He's throwing 100 miles an hour with that
I'm going to compare him. I'm going to compare him. He's baseball's Tom Brady. Basically. He doesn't age and he gets better. So, but at the same time, and I've said this how many times on certain streams, because you just brought it up too, just a few minutes ago. All right, great. You're pitching 100 miles an hour. You lead the league in pitches over 100 miles an hour or more.
You don't have to throw 100 miles an hour.
You don't.
Look what you're doing to yourself physically. That's the reason why. It ain't some pulling the arm or pulling the rib.
Putting strain on your arm.
You're straining because you're throwing 100 miles a fucking hour on every fucking pitch.
Yeah.
And I said this too on a couple of streams too, on the day after or a couple of days after he pitched, after watching him, I'm like, it's almost as if he's not pitching, he's just throwing hard. Yeah. There's a difference.
And that's the whole thing, but he has more pitches in his bag than just that fastball.
I know that.
He has a nasty slider. He has a nasty curveball. He doesn't have to throw a fastball every fucking
and the changeup,
a four-seamer every single time.
And the changeup. I know, dude. Look, you can throw. I don't care how hard you throw or how fast you throw. This is the major league.
I
If
mean,
they want to hit it out of the park,
his
they will.
slider clocks in at 91 to 93 miles an hour.
Yeah.
In some places, in some pitchers, that's considered a fastball.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you got guys on the Marlins like Chisholm, right? Fucking hit a home run off of him. It doesn't matter if you could throw. It was 101 miles an hour. It was right down the middle, though.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think that was up. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I think that pitch was up. Either way,
the timing was good. He got the
it's the major leagues. Just because you can throw 101 miles an hour at 100 over 100 times in a year
doesn't mean it's never going to get a hit.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's about location. It's about mixing up your pitches. And I said this too. I love DeGrom. He's definitely, if not the best pitcher in baseball, he's one of the best.
Same pitch over and over. Sooner or later, someone's going to knock it out of the park.
But I feel like he's been throwing the ball and not really pitching. I mean, there's a difference. But look, with him going down an injury and the uncertainty behind him, I think the Mets would be stupid if they just go for a bat with not trying to get another arm. Whether it's for the back end of the rotation just to help out, it doesn't have to, if they're not going to go after an ace, if they're not going to want to give up prospects for Jose Berrios or Luis Castillo or even like a Kyle Gibson or Anderson Tyler Anderson from the Pirates, if they're not going or the Merrill Kelly scenario I was talking about, if they're not going to go after the big names. They can do those low names like a Merrill Kelly, fix your back end up a little bit. I mean, James, you brought up another name that we didn't focus on too much. I worry about him, but he actually, I should know because I picked him up a couple of starts of my fantasy, but Michael Pineda is another decent back end of the rotation. Now he has his ups and downs, but he's also on the Twins. So maybe on a better team, but if the Mets come out with Michael Pineda, am I going to,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Am I going to be hard about it? No, I'm not going to get hard about it, but you give me a Berrios, I'm pitching a tent. You know what I'm saying? I hope they get somebody good, but who knows? Hopefully we know by the end of this weekend, since the trade deadline is a day earlier than I thought. Yeah. And then we'll come on and we'll talk about it. But for now, until then,
gotta figure out something though.
Until then, let's go Mets. Hopefully they keep this up. And guys, I will see you soon. James and Mike, really quick, Mike, plug your channel. Let everybody know where they can find you. And James is your usual
shit anyway.
co-star.
What the fuck is the difference? Mic'd Up Sports. Watch the wrestling show. Nobody else does. Who fucking cares? Me and James talk to ourselves for an hour and a half.
And we're canceled.
That's it. You're done.
I should have stuck to politics like I wanted to. Maybe you two would have kicked me off already.
Dude, but Mic'd Up Sports usually implies you're talking about sports.
Yeah. Sports. Just call it Mic'd Up Entertainment.
Yeah, it could
sports entertainment.
Mic'd Up Wrestling.
No, but I got the horse racing on there. Sure. That's horse racing is a sport.
It is, I guess. It is. I understand, but we'll talk about that off camera. But anyway, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Of course, drop a comment. Let us know. Obviously, hopefully you're a Met fan. If not, whatever. What do you guys think? Even if you're not a Mets fan, what do you think the Mets should go for? What team do you root for? And what do you think they should get? Coming with this trade deadline coming up, and I'm stuttering. James, you're so dark.
Yeah, it's getting dark here. It looks like it's probably going to pour any minute.
Well, it's no longer thundering here, so I think it's probably by you now.
Oh, that's great.
Here it comes.
Yeah, I was supposed to go shopping. I guess I'm not going right now.
I'll go later.
I don't want to get caught in it.
All right, guys, enjoy the upcoming weekend. As I said, let's go Mets, and hopefully we'll be on soon to talk about a future Met acquisition. And guys, be good and have a good night.